welcome back. I'm just going to do these legendaries and then we'll get into the humans, the next faction. There's Aerolin, Greater Air Elemental. 11-7-3. When you play this, all of your units do a bonus attack. In hindsight, I think this probably needs a nerf, but again, I'm going to wait until I actually play the game to see if that is broken. Morlarelon, Greater Water Elemental. All enemy units lose one attack. All ally units gain +1 HP, so that is pretty weak in terms of ability, but the stat line is 10-7-15, so that's not too bad. Then there's Dunbotkadon. I had a lot of fun making these names. Greater Earth Elemental. He's a 12-8-12 that stuns all enemies and does 1 damage to each one for each other Earth unit on your board. Then there's Fervelian, Greater Fire Elemental, 11-9-2, another aggressive kind of card, similar to Aerolin, but this one's a bit more interesting. Deal 4 damage to a random target 5 times. Now, I didn't make this very clear here, but I could make a randomized target system that chooses from the available targets, but it'd be extremely monotonous and annoying to do so. So the way I'm going to handle random targeting in this game is random targets can also target spaces that don't have anything to hit in them. So although this sounds pretty overpowered, and it could still be overpowered, this can miss shots and just shoot them into spaces where there are no minions to hit. So this won't usually do the 20 damage it has the potential to. It will usually do something closer to 16 or 12. That's still obviously quite a big deal, but that's why it's an 11 cost legendary. With the stat line, which while quite aggressive is probably pretty bad because this probably dies straight away. It's really just a punish for someone who's not paying attention at all or being running any defensive tools. And then finally there's Alki, Lord of the Elements, Mage Elemental. If you have an Earth, Air, Water and Fire Elemental on your board, unit on your board, destroy all units and spawn a random Elemental in each lane. So yes, those are all the Elemental cards. I guess we'll move on to the humans. I just had to I almost went and paused stop the recording. I was like, oh wait, I'm not supposed to stop it. Oh wait, actually I should probably pause this while this loads, because, oh wait, no. Oh no, it is going to take a bit. Yeah, that sped up a lot once I unpaused. Anyway, first of all, we've got a pretty typical card. Infantry, 1-2-2, no ability, Soldier. Then we've got Gunman, 2-3-1, Soldier, when played deal 2 damage. Shielded Commander. Commander units next to this have Armoured, and it's a 4-2-7 with Armoured. Oh, I should have said that. Well, you can tell because of the grey thing. Armed Commander. Commander, all your units have +1/+2, and it's a 5-4-4. And Orders. Play a commander or a machine from your deck that costs less than 6. So the idea is, if you're running the common cards, if you just started and you don't have many cards for humans, the general synergy would be to Shielded Commander or Armed Commander using Orders, especially Armed Commander, because you're paying 4 for an Armed Commander if you get it from Orders, even though it costs 5, because playing it from your deck means that you don't have to pay the price for it, because you already pay the price when you play the Tutor, the card that plays something from your deck. You can also play machines, but machine synergy isn't fully fleshed out here, and it's something that I plan to develop more if I manage to release a second set of cards. So anyway, this is the first machine though, Turret. Now there's a chance this is overpowered, but just remember that this is not Hearthstone. This is lane-based combat rather than just choosing where you attack, and that this card can easily just be a 2-0-3 with Armoured. But it's if there's something in front of it, it has 4 attacks. So if it's attacking a minion, it's a 2-4-3 with Armoured, which is ridiculous, obviously. But the majority of the time, it's just going to be a 0-3. Once you kill the first unit with this, they're not going to want to put anything else there, so it's basically just going to be a dead lane. And in most situations, that won't be a big problem to your opponent. If they are swallowing the board, then this will still be effective afterwards, but otherwise it'll just be taking up one of your lanes, which is why I think that stat line is actually justified, but I'm not entirely sure. So anyway, next there's Battle Mechanic. Support, draw a machine from your deck. 223. There's Airborne Attacker, 553 machine. When played, this does a bonus attack. Might have to reduce the stat line on this one just a teeny bit, because I just realised it's a lot of burst damage. Probably make it a 4-4. Oh wait, this is machine, isn't it? So I guess you could play this out with orders too. I completely forgot that was machine. And then there's Rifleman, pretty basic card. Soldier, deal 3 damage, and it's a 4-3-4. And Target, which is it's an order that deals 7 damage, but to a unit for 4. So it can't go face, unlike Fireball from Hearthstone. Then there's Armoured Vehicle, 5-4-5. Armoured, when destroyed, add 2 1/2/2 infantries to your hand. So that's just the original card with no ability. Generator, spell, machine item. Draw a card and give all machines +1/+1 for 2. Heavy Infantry is one of the few cards in this game, besides the commons, that actually has no ability. 3/3/4 with Armoured. Just a good stat line. Sniper, when played, destroy a unit, and it's a 7/3/1. So I just want to mention something here. In this game, I do want there to be hard removal, but I don't want there to be so much hard removal it feels like it's pointless to put down a big minion. I feel like Hearthstone has way too many ball clears and way too many ways to insta-kill things, so that if you're playing units, like highly statted units on turn 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, then you're just winning the game. But if you play any well-statted units on turn 6 or onwards, it's just, well, they get blizzarded, well, they get insta-killed, well, the big game hunter, even if no one runs him, he's appearing again for some reason. So yeah, I feel like I understand why the game's like that. And I don't think that's like Hearthstone is a terrible game all of a sudden because of that. I think it's a problem that basically any card game would have once it has too many cards. But I basically am planning that hard removal in this game, in most games, both Heroes and Hearthstone of their type, hard removal is worth 5 of whatever currency it is. But here it's going to be worth 5.5. Now, that might seem like a bit of a weird thing to say and a very nitpicky change, but this is a good thing because it means that, first of all, it's a little bit more expensive, but more importantly, I have to tack things on to the hard removal to bump the price up to a whole number. And I don't want any card that's just destroy something. I want it to be destroy something and this. So this card is a 3/1 and destroy something. Another good example is there's a card that you'll see later on, which for 6 destroys something, but it also silences it before it destroys it, so if it has a when destroyed effect, it doesn't go off. So that makes it cost an extra half an energy, and so it bumps the cost up to 6. So there's no cards that I'm going to put in this game that are just destroy a unit. And I'm going to try and make sure that while they exist in the game, there aren't too many ways to just wipe the board. And if they do exist, they're not going to be cheap. They're going to give you a long time to try and develop a board and have it be effective. Anyway, then there's Grenade. Item, deal 5 damage to a unit and 3 damage to the units in adjacent lanes for 5. Now, the fact that it's an item quite matters, because the next card is Ingenious Inventor, 4/3/3, support. Play an item from your deck that costs less than 6. Every single item for the humans costs less than 6, except for this one, which is a legendary. So basically, that's play an item from your deck as long as it isn't the big one. Then there's Supplies, which is another item. It's a 3-cost item that gives a unit +1/+1, then draws you a card, and then conjures another item. So Conjure is a mechanic from Heroes that gives you a random card of that type. I just realised that I completely skimmed that we already saw this keyword, and I completely skimmed over it earlier in the Elementals. I'm sorry for that. Then there's Portable Factory, 1/02 with Armoured. End of turn, conjure an item. Just a way to get items. Scrapmaster, support. When played, get +1/+1 for every item you put in your deck. So a 6/2/1 may seem really weak, but if you are running the full 9 items, I believe that you can, 9 items in humans, then this will become a 6/11/10, which is quite powerful. It's quite high tempo, but obviously again, that would require you run 9 items in a 24-card deck, so that's just over a third of your deck is items. And then there's finally in fact, no, I've not even got time for this card.